And we're back. Wednesdays is typically Kenny Ken and DJB, Dennis Burkamp and Henri. How you lot doing, man? We're
all
winning
good.
games.
All good, mate. All good.
We love to hear. How you, D?
So
can DJB hear me?
Yeah, three points Champions League. That's the trophy we want. That's the trophy we want.
Not all of us want that. You know, some people want the league.
I want the league.
I'm with you.
League's more important.
It's not more important, Kenny. You're the champions of Europe, man. Champs, the league. I understand it. We go through this every week, Kenny, man. We have not won the champs, and we have a good chance. I don't want to get too excited, but we got a good chance, surely.
The Champions League is a vanity competition. The league is our bread and butter. Don't get me wrong. I see where you're coming from. No,
you haven't
six English teams in the league. 6 English teams of champions, of course, you want to be that English side that wins it. Makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Do you know what? Let's kick off the show. Obviously, since I've been here with you lot, we've obviously beat Nottingham Forest. We'll kind of get into that, but immediate reactions to the Champions League, lads. How did you like the game yesterday? How did you like? Talk to me, guys, man. Everything. What are your thoughts?
Well, it was the points, wasn't it? I mean, the performance. If you look at the performance from a spectacle, it was wasn't very, very good. First sort of 10, 15 minutes, Bilbao being the home team, Champions League. You know, they got on the ball a lot, didn't really hurt us, but obviously they was trying to make things happen. And we couldn't get going for the first 20 minutes. We looked ragged. We looked kind of untidy. You know, we couldn't keep possession of the ball. None of, you know, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, any decent team here, we could be 1 or 2 down in no time at all, you know. And that was the worrying sign for me, because that first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we wasn't really in control of anything, you know. We just... There was no real passage of play. Everyone looked as if they were sort of playing with one another for the first time. And any top team would capitalise on that, especially in the Champions League, especially if you was up against the Barcelonas, or even a Liverpool team might have capitalised on that. They didn't. We grew into the game. But again, you know, there's things worrying me. Madueke looks good going forward. He looks to take on his man at every opportunity. Still a few question marks over his end product for me. 100%. I'm not sure whether that's going to improve, or I'm not sure whether that's why Chelsea kind of got rid of him, because there was no end product and they could probably see that long term. So only time will tell with Madueke. Eze just answers everything that I've been sort of fearful of. He's not a left-hand sided player. He's very ineffective on the left. He's always looking to come inside now, and he's always looking to go in a more central role. And that going forward, that worries me.
Telling him keep the width as well in the game when he
going forward, that worries me, because if he's gonna keep Eze on the left, I fear Eze could sort of lose a little bit of form and might turn out to be the Eze that we've not signed, really. So we need to try and accommodate Eze more in a more central role. I know he can play on the left, but he's not effective on the left, and that was clear and obvious yesterday. He just weren't really in the game. He weren't effective enough. And Gyökeres, yeah, he's running around. He's trying hard. There was a couple of incidences there where he made the wrong decision when he had the ball and he's running towards goal. For me, he's still not getting enough service. I'd still like him to get the ball to feet more so he can turn the defender and perhaps run from a central area. Mosquera looked brilliant. Again, he looked really comfortable. Yeah, he looks really, really good. You know, he looks very much like Saliba, to be honest. Very comfortable on the ball, doesn't get ruffled, makes the right decisions at the right time. The big test will obviously come Sunday when he's up against Haaland and when he's up against, you know, a proper team, if you like. But from what I've seen of Mosquera so far, he's kind of settled in really, really quickly and really, really good. So that's a positive. Zubimendi again.
He's quality, man.
Are we going to get this from him all season? Are we going to get one good game, two bad games, one
party, lads,
game? I just weren't looking at him yesterday, and he never done it for me yesterday, to be honest.
Cracker against Forest, though, D.
Yeah, good against Forest, but I reckon I could have been good against that Forest team, DG, and I've been retired from football for about 20 years now, so. But I'm not being funny. Zubimendi needs to step it up in big games. He can't afford to have stinkers like that going forward. If we want to win the big prizes like the Premiership, Kenny's Premiership, and our Champions League, you've got to have Zubimendi on. You've got to have the likes of Zubimendi getting 8 out of 10 every game. You can't have him getting 5s and 6s and drifting in and out like he does. He just can't do it. He has to be 8 out of 10 every single game, especially in the big games. And he wasn't that yesterday against a Bilbao team that's not really good. So that's a little bit of a question mark. Declan Rice, he runs around. He's second half.
Yeah, I think he was rubbish in the first half.
I thought Declan Rice in the second half came into his own. I thought he played really well second half. He made the difference really in the second half. He covers a lot of ground. But yeah, on the whole, it's a job well done. I wouldn't say it weren't exciting to watch. It was very much Arsenal-like. And until Martinelli came on and, latched onto an unfortunate error, it was only going one way. It had 0-0 written all over it. And the worrying thing about me, DJ, is that this manager has spent all that money and we're still seeing Marino play up top. He's still bringing in. He's plan B. If he's plan B, he could have turned ugly yesterday. If we hadn't have got that result, his plan B was to sort of shove Martinelli on, try and get something on the break, which he did. But tactically, his plan B was to take Gyökeres off, put Marino up top, and that was it. That was his only tactical change. And these are the question marks you have to ask yourself in game management again. If that's, do we
have to give him credit for the changes then as well, D? Like this comment says, do we have to give Arteta credit for that game? Because obviously,
you have to give him credit for the game. He made the substitutions and it came off. So credit where credit's due. But there's going to be bigger games than Bilbao going forward. The first game is Sunday. If it ain't going right, what changes is he going to make then? But no, credit where credit's due. He made the substitutions and it paid off. Can Martinelli do that? I mean, people are saying already, oh, Martinelli's back. He looked back to his old self. Listen, that's a moment in time. That's a moment in time. He latched onto it. The goalkeeper should have done better. Let's be honest. If you're a neutral watching that, you're thinking,
he got a poor hand on it.
Yeah. The keeper's made a bad error there. But listen, he's done what he's had to do. Would Martinelli be starting every game? Will he be able to produce that every single game, week in, week out?
The game was open. That's what helped him.
Yeah,
that's his role for me.
Exactly. He's capitalised on space. He's capitalised on an error, and in all credit, he's done well. And Trossard took his goal well. So, listen, a good day at the office, but let's keep our feet on the ground. It's early days. We haven't really been tested apart from Anfield, and we know how that came out. So let's just keep our feet on the ground. But all credit to Mikel Arteta. He made the substitutions. We won the game. What else can you say? But Eze on the left is a no-no. I think going forward, if Eze is on the left week in and week out, he's going to fall off of a cliff very, very quickly, I'm afraid.
We'll circle back on the Eze comments. Don't worry, D, man. Kenny, talk to me, man. Bilbao, what's all your thoughts?
You know what? I think the first half, Bilbao got in amongst us. They played to the passion of their crowd. the problem, Big Wales' biggest problem, they had the cutting edge. They missed Nico Williams. You know, they relied a bit much on his brother Inachi. And you can have all this possession against us. You can have all this like front foot against us, but if you don't score, you're in deep trouble, because what's happened right now is that we get the first goal, then what we did to our good friends from Bilbao is that when we scored the first goal, that's it. Their game plan went out the window. Their hearts went out of it, because they spent all that time working hard, getting into positions, and before you knew it, you know, it's all for nothing. So I can understand people's frustration. The first half wasn't great. Declan Rice struggled big time. Eze, he looked a yard slower than what he should be. You know, the Champions League football looked a yard, too fast for him. On the left-hand side, who knew, eh? I mean, me, DJB, we're only trying to tell people that you don't just frog march someone in the team without any fault because he's like one of your big signings. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan for him. But we'll get to that anyway. Zubimendi was very disappointed with him as well. I thought that they got in amongst him, robbed him a few times of possession, like they did to SA.
Whole team was sloppy, man.
So he's really, really disappointed with him. It was our defenders that I tend to be more impressed with. You know, Gabriel was impressed with, Mosquera was impressed with.
Big up Timber as well.
Full-backs I was quite impressed with, but in the midfield I was very disappointed. Marino was the only one who didn't really let me down in the first half. He did what he could, but even then he wasn't great. Second half, got a bit better. Gyökeres, I didn't like the fact he was taking off. I thought it was only a nick. Why don't you stay on? You know, he's our main man. We weren't stretching teams, but what we did is when Gyökeres went off, we were able to get Eze further in field and got Trossard playing off him. And then when Eze did his bit, it was a case where DJB's right, the game was open. Trossard and Martinelli were able to get their goals. You know, make a point. You know, they're now backup players. You know, which on the balance of what we did this summer, it has to be the way. They've had their chance. They just haven't proved to be good enough. But off the bench, they're going to look good. But the fact is that the plus sign has to be Mosquera, because whatever you say about the lads, you know, he doesn't look out of place in our team. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to be right side. But the good thing about it is that you can give him a few games, take him out of the firing line, and let him learn how we play whilst watching Saliba. So it's a win-win-win. But our squad got us over the line, and that's what we've always wanted. Our squad to get us over the line, our subs to get over the line. You know, there's really no excuses. You know, injuries cannot be used as an explanation. It can't be used as an excuse. VAR can't be used as an excuse, because
we've got the tools, man.
I've finally got what Slot's got. Game changers on the bench. That's why Liverpool, despite the fact they're not playing well, they got game changers on the bench. You know, if you don't have to play well, but if you've got a game changer on the bench, they're gonna enable it to go for 95 minutes or 100 minutes. You know, always, because Liverpool's in the front foot. That's what won them the game. And the same with us. We're now in that category where if it's not working, we get someone else who can fix it, and you know that has to be exciting for the club. Bilbao, not too great, but that you have to beat what's in front of you. But we can now concentrate on Man City. We could debate that further down the line in the show. But all I can say is that last season, lucky to get a point against Atalanta. This season, fast forward a year, we've won. Weren't pretty. Didn't have to be pretty. Get your points and get out of Bilbao and concentrate on Sunday.
Can't disagree with what DJB or Kenny Ken have said. I want to ask you a lot about Rice here, because obviously I was doing a watch along for the game. So, like, you don't know what watch along is. I was watching it with everyone. Somebody said, and I don't agree with this, but I thought it was an interesting comment. Like, for me, Declan Rice is always going to be in the midfield. But to be fair, it was a tactical game. Valverde against Arteta, it was a technical game kind of thing. Do you think Rice is ineffective in games like this? Because I agree with what DJB said. Second half, we saw Rice of old. I think Rice was, by his own standards, let's just call it for what it is. In the first half, he was shit, basically like the whole team. But do you think he struggles in these kind of games when it's more of a chess match?
Well, I think the thing is with Rice, he needs his midfield partners to be on it as well, because then he gets a little bit more freedom and he's a bit more confident. You know, the problem is if you've got Rice relies on the midfield duo, his partnership, And obviously Zubimendi was getting, losing possession. He weren't really getting on the ball. He weren't really creative, nothing. So then Rice is the sort of player where he feels that he's got to then take the initiative and take everything on himself. And sometimes he takes on too much.
Does too much,
and he starts to cover too much space and too much ground, and it leaves us kind of.
I was nervous when he got that yellow as well.
Yeah, he then starts making some rash decisions because he's not the quickest, Rice. If you look at him, he's not very, very quick. He's a bit kind of leggy when he's having to chase back and stuff like that. So Rice has his better game. If everyone around him is on it, especially Zubimendi, and you saw it with Partey last season, when Partey's on the ball, it allows Rice to do his thing and get in positions and be more constructive with the ball or going forward and stuff like that. When the team's on the back foot, Rice tries to cover everybody. He's like he's trying to shoulders. He tries to take the team on his shoulders, and he takes on too much responsibility. And this is why sometimes he gets caught out, or he'll make a rash pass, or he'll make a rash challenge, or he'll get caught upfield and he's having to chase back because he's taking on too much. Sometimes he's just got to stick to the simple things. I'd like to see Rice just sit, to be honest.
I'm with you, but we probably got to give up on that, bro.
Yeah, I'd like to just see him sit and just dictate play and just, give the ball to people that can hurt people. This is why I want to see Eze in a more central role, because Rice is the sort of player that will get the ball and just give it to the players like Eze, like he did at West Ham when he used to give it to Bowen and Paqueta and people like that. And that's when they used to turn defenders and run at defenders. That's what I'd like to see Rice doing, rather than all this running around trying to cover this space, that space. He's covering Zubimendi, he's covering his fullbacks, he's covering just in front of the central midfield, central defenders.
Just to go nick the ball high up the field as well.
And I think Declan Rice is effective, and you do miss him when he's not in the midfield. And if you've got Zubimendi playing like that on and off, then you're going to need Rice in there, especially against the likes of Man City and when we play the bigger teams in the Champions League, and when it's a lot tougher, you're going to need Rice. I just think someone needs to just sit him down and go, look, this is your job. This is all I want you to concentrate on, rather than trying to carry the team in certain situations. But the second half, he's got so much energy.
We know and love.
Yeah, he's got so much energy, DG. I mean, you can't. One thing you cannot knock Declan Rice for is his work rate. You can't knock Declan Rice for his work rate. And another thing what I like about Declan Rice, he's always available to receive the ball. He never shies away. Even if he's not playing well, even if he's having a bit of a tough time, he will never shy away. He's always trying to make himself available. He
won the header in the build-up to Nelly's goal as well, if I can remember correctly.
Exactly. He's a very, very important player for us. I just feel that sometimes when players around him are not on it, he just takes on too much responsibility sometimes. And that's where this is why I want to see Zubimendi step up. This is why I want to see Eze in a more central role. This is why I want to see players that are creative to give Rice that platform to sort of give the ball and then try and get in the box to try and score goals himself. That's what I'd like to see.
I think you're bang on the money. Kenny, what do you make of this comment? Because I think this kind of carries on the theme of what we're talking about. A lot of times when Declan or Zubi got on the ball yesterday in the first half, they didn't have an option to pass to. Marino was so isolated at times. I do think that. I think the players were kind of poor in the first half, but I feel like tactically both teams kind of cancelled each other out. Where you at with that?
You know what it was? They did their out ball was always the same out ball. We were very predictable. The plane from where I was sitting was just basically to get the ball out to Madueke, because he was making things happen on the
right-hand side bias.
What a basis of what he's done since he's been at the club, not in the Forest game. You can't, take it away from the fact that one-on-one he was brilliant. He was getting balls in the box. He was getting crosses in. He was like he's the main man on the sack. Yeah, he was in tune with the game as well. He was in tune with the game, trying to get the ball to like Eze. It was a bit of a struggle. Every time Eze got the ball, he spent too much time on the ball, and what was happening is that he got pressed.
I don't think we give him the ball enough in the last 2 games.
Or what happened, because he's in test pressure to press, sometimes, you'll lose the ball in situations. So they had to go elsewhere. So it's not a case of too many getting isolated. It was the out ball had to be Madueke. And then when Trossard comes on the pitch, and then when Martinelli comes on the pitch, you can get Trossard in the game, and you can like vary your attacks. We weren't able to do that in the first half. Hence the fact that when Arsenal wanted to play it short, they couldn't play it short because they were, Bilbao in their faces. So they had to play the diagonal ball. And I think that's the situation. That's how the game played. It was actually good play by Bilbao that stopped us from trying to get the ball down the middle.
It was never going to be a walk in the park, man.
It was never going to be a walk in the park. But we had to vary our game by trying to play more diagonal passes, which is very unlike Mikel. Mikel don't like that.
Declan said it. He don't like him doing that.
He doesn't like you doing it. But the thing is that he had to do it because of the fact that nothing was coming from the other side and through the middle. So the way I look at it, without any kind of bias, Madueke earned a right for us to use him. The problem is with the Madueke thing is that it was become a bit predictable. He was, because of Bilbao clearly saw was watching the game against Nottingham Forest.
Doubling up against him, man.
They doubled up on him. But he was there were times when he did get behind his man. He did have that cross shot, which got saved. There was
That's
shot
the only thing that peed me off, Kenny, because I think he should have used the right peg. I think he had a decent game.
Yeah, he should have used his right peg. And then if he used his right peg, he would have been probably like an opportunity for a tapping for him. He tried to do the difficult one off his foot, but there was a shot in the first half. Goalkeeper saved. The situation is that at least we've got someone who wants to get on the ball and wants to, get past his man. But the thing with the Madueke now, goals. Be selfish. Be a bit more selfish. Don't have to sort of like use Gyökeres sometimes as decoy, so you can get in those positions and have shots yourself. Like
against
Saka,
Forest, they had a good understanding them two. I'm honest.
Yeah, Saka. I'll tell you now, when Saka gets back in the team, Gyökeres is not always going to get the ball. He's going to be used as a decoy because Saka's a goal scorer. Can't just rely on one man for your goals. You know what I mean? As much as you want to get the best out of him, my message to all the other players like Eze and Madueke, have a go yourself sometimes. You're at Arsenal now. This isn't a club where just one person scores the goals. Because that one,
everyone's got to chip in, man.
Goals a season, but if there's no goals coming from elsewhere, we're still going to be short. So you need to contribute as well.
Facts. I mean, one of the things that Kenny said was quite true. That is one of the worrying things. I mean, we had Eze out on the left, but we're still looking for that out on the right hand side. A lot of our play still goes down the right hand side.
So that tells you what Arteta wants to do.
Whether that's Madueke, whether that's Saka, whether that's Odegaard, it all tends to still kind of go down the right hand side. And this is what we've got to try and mix up a little bit, because we are getting a bit too predictable with that. There are clubs that are going to cotton on to that. Not so much the Bilbaos, but definitely like the Man Cities and Spurs and all of these teams are going to cotton on to that. So we're still very much reliant on that right hand side, and it is a little bit worrying, really. This is why we've got to find a way. We've got to find a different way. I don't know why he's not playing Eze in the 10. He had options there yesterday to try that. He could have played Madueke on the left. He could have put Nwaneri on the right, and he could have played Eze in the 10, and he could have mixed it up that way and tried it that way.
What? I would have loved to have seen that in the second half.
Yeah, and he could have said, even in the second half, sort of in the 60th minute, 60th minute or something, bring on Nwaneri. I don't know what it is about Nwaneri. I'll call him Ethan Smith Rowe.
Don't say that, do you, man?
Yeah, it's
not good against Leeds and Forest. I think. Yeah,
but if you look at Smith Rowe's career under this manager at Arsenal, it's very, very similar to Ethan's. He'll play the odd game, and he'll come on certain games like your Forests and Burnleys and stuff like that. But in the big games when it really matters, he don't trust him. He don't trust
brings him on against City. He scored last year.
You know, and I don't know. I just find it a little bit frustrating. He had options to try different things yesterday, and I would have liked to have. He could obviously see Eze weren't really having the best of games on the left, and rather than bring him off, he could have easily switched him and put him in the 10.
Eze's even unlucky not to score, if I remember, in the first half.
Yeah,
a great tackle or something.
I just feel he's going to be more. I think going forward, he's going to be more efficient and more productive in the central role. But he had that opportunity. But if he'd have done that, perhaps he wouldn't have bought on Martinelli and Trossard, and then it might have all been a bit. You know, it might have all panned out to be a 0-0. So who are we to sort of say, well, you know, this is what it is? Listen,
does he see Eze as a 10? And I only asked this year, but or 8.5, whatever, because obviously Marino's there.
Not while Odegaard is still at the football club.
And then you got Kai in the mix when fit. Like, do we have to accept it's a left wing thing or nothing? And if it is left wing, for me, I feel we need to feed him a bit more.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And but one of the things that can release him is if you get that kind of overlapping situation. So if Calafiori's playing now and he can start overlapping and be that sort of left wing back, if you like, that might get Eze more kind of cutting inside and inverting a little bit more. You know, that's another option, because I've been saying this about Timber, who's an absolute fantastic player. I love him.
I can take him to disappoint me.
I think he's a brilliant defender. But going forward, he don't give you that attacking options. And there are times there where Madueke's, you know, looking for that kind of overlap or that fullback coming inside to do a 1-2 with, and it just wasn't happening.
Or just to take a man with him and open.
He's a very safe defender. Ben White gives you that option, doesn't he? Ben White likes to sort of.
Do you really think Ben White's better in the final third than Timber?
I think he gives you more.
I don't know.
I don't see a lot wrong with Ben White in attacking option. I think he gives you that little. I think he gives you. Listen, he's not better. He's not a better defender than Timber. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, in that final third, he does like to get the overlap on. He gives you that option, sort of on the edge of the box, just inside when Saka sometimes gives and goes. He does give you that more of an option, and I think Timber's got to try and get that into his game a little bit more. That final third, that attacking final third, giving you so it helps his right winger out a little bit more. You don't see that enough from Timber, to be honest. Now, whether you can see it on the left-hand side with Calafiori or Skelly, whoever plays there, and then that will hopefully will allow Eze to do his thing coming inside. But we've got to find a different way, because a lot of it's still down the right-hand side and it's still a little bit predictable.
Majority of it's down the right-hand side.
Yeah.
As they got an assist, but it's all right.
You've got to be honest, though. If your best work is coming down your right-hand side and you're hurting teams down that way, there's not nothing properly wrong with it. I think the thing with Benjamin White, Benjamin White, there's no doubt he gets Saka into really good positions and he gets down the bar and he can cross but the problem with Benjamin White, and I've said this quite a lot about Benjamin White, is that when you watch us off the ball, and when the opposition's attacking,
shaky 1v1 against the better players in the league. I'll be honest, I love White.
Look at the difference between Timber and Ben White. Look at the fact that with Ben White in the team, we got overloaded quite a lot. There's no doubt about it. It's not taking him out because he's a good player. There's no doubt he's a good player. But that's what I was seeing in the 23-24 season, 22-23. That was his weakness, especially where if you weren't overloading him, you can cut in and get shots and goal. With Timber, it's hard work to do that.
Tigerish.
He's tigerish. The defence tends to keep it safe. Saliba, he doesn't have to come out and try and help Benjamin. Yerin, like he has to help Benjamin, because you saw a lot in 23-24. He has to help Benjamin out, and what teams can do is just either go 1-on-1 or do a 1-2 and then straight in behind us. And that's what. And that in Arteta's teams, you can't have overloads. Timber is basically prevents overloads. On the other side, he's got no problem because he's got Gabriel there, and he can talk through Calafiori, and he can talk through Miles Lewis-Skelly. But Miles Lewis-Skelly doesn't play much, not because he's not a good player, it's because he knows that when Calafiori comes in field, Calafiori makes sure there's someone behind him. Whilst Miles Lewis-Skelly, because of his age, when he loses the ball high up the field,
we're in trouble.
There's an overload now because he's too far away from Gabriel. There's no relationship there. And I think that's the thing with what counts against Benjamin. In terms of Eze, look, two things will have to happen with Eze. Either he gets up to speed with Mikel fast, or Mikel changes the way we play slightly, moves the wheel tactically, and gets the best out of Eze.
When you got Gyökeres and Eze.
You and I know that's not going to happen. So Gyökeres.
That's why I'm giving up on Eze playing in the 10 on a consistent basis.
Eze, if they want to play on a regular basis and keep up the competition out, one has to score goals, which he's doing, but he has to get up to speed with what Mikel wants. The same with Eze. He has to get up to speed with what Mikel wants, or he can't play. It's Mikel's team. Just face it, it's his team, it's his tactics, and if it's working up to a point. So you're saying, oh yeah, it's going well. You can't compare him to Amorim, but actually you can, because it's Mikel's way of the highway. Yeah. The reason why we're taking Mick out of Amorim is because it's not working. He hasn't got the person.
Yeah, that's what I said. Arteta surely has earned that right for it to be.
He's earned that right up to a point.
Obviously, he's not free from criticism.
Because the simple reason is that his results, apart from the trophies, the results are up very, very good, especially in the league up until a point, and he's improved us in the Champions League. However, the situation is that you're going to have a situation where if it doesn't come up to scratch for those two players, then what will happen? You've got players waking the wings to take their place. If it doesn't work with Gyökeres, if Havertz comes back and the injury is not as serious as we think, then he could use Havertz in the position. He can use him. We don't know what the situation with Jesus, but there's other options for that. So they are the men in the possession. Eze is a different one. I say I've mentioned the shows previously. I've loved the signing, but I don't know what the plan is. It's like getting a new
with Gyökeres.
Yeah, but I know it's like getting a new toy, and we're all excited. We got a new toy. Everyone's come to see the new toy, and then when everyone's gone, you get the toy. You get the packet out. You open the packet, get the toy, but there's no instructions. Well, I'm sorry, but that's how I'm being at the field with Eze.
I compare it to buying new trainers and not tying your laces.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Eze is that he has to get up to scratch.
Yeah.
Sharpish, or because there's no way the wheel's going to move tactically for him.
Sorry to cut you, Kenny, but let me just hold on that point, yeah. For those and you obviously know what you're talking about. But when you said Eze needs to get up to scratch, for people listening, what specifically do you mean by that?
What I mean by up to scratch is that if he's going to play left wing, then he has to be able to do what Martinelli does off the ball. He has to be that. He has to hug that touchline. He has to be able to prevent the overloads. And then when he does get the ball, he has to sort of get the ball, either cut in when he needs to, and make sure there's men in, or get down that byline. That's what Martinelli's required to do. So that's him getting. If he wants to play that position, if he wants to play number 10, he has to be the first press, which Odegaard is.
You ain't getting the 10 role.
He doesn't have to come for it deep, but where he has the ball, he has to get closer to his striker. So either get closer to Gyökeres and preferably get closer to Saka or whoever's the left winger. He has to get in those positions. That's up to scratch. That's how you have to play if you want to play for Mikel. That's not digging Mikel out or Eze out.
That's the reality.
This is Arsenal now. He's not a Crystal Palace. At Crystal Palace, when he played off the left, what happened, right, is that when he came in field, you had Will Hughes to go and work alongside Tariq Mitchell.
Ready to do the dirty work.
Or Tariq Mitchell, you know what I mean? Or the midfielder will go and do his dirty work, whilst the right-hand side was pretty covered down the right-hand side. At Arsenal, that's not going to happen. So either Mikel changes the way we play to accommodate his multi-million pound signing, or Eze has to find. We may find that the only position for Eze is the left side. So
we all knew that was the easiest place for Eze to slot in, whether we liked it or not. Like, then I look at this comment. What do you lot make of this? Because Arthur said people are saying he's our Grealish. Eze needs freedom from our manager.
He ain't going to get it. He ain't going to get it. And it's true what me and Kenny's been saying. This manager ain't going to change. He's not going to change the way he plays. The players either have to fit his system or they fall by the wayside. Simple as that. And that's my fear with Eze. Eze could become, and I've said it about Gyökeres as well. Yeah, he scored goals, but up until then, he hasn't really kind of, he ain't really had much service. He's having to work very, very hard for what
You're
he's
being
getting.
kind, D, man. He's had little to no service. He's
had exactly. I'm probably being kind. He's had little to no service, and the problem is, as I said, he will start to look ordinary, very ordinary, and that's why Mikel sees him as an option when he brings him off. I don't think it was all about the cut on his head yesterday. The reason why he bought him
nasty gash, man.
Yeah, I don't think that was the whole reason why he took him off yesterday. I think he saw that it wasn't quite happening for him, and he wanted something different. He wanted Marino more up there as a sort of, someone he can play into. But we'll have to wait and see with Eze. Because Eze's not going to be that player where he's going to get back defensively. He ain't going to do the donkey work that off the ball and stuff like that. That's not his game. That really is not his game. So it's going to be a real tricky one for me. And see how he fits in going forward. But one thing's for sure, Mikel ain't going to change the way he plays tactically. I don't know why, because it hasn't won him any trophies. So he's got to change something. Let's be honest. As much as it's going right at the moment, it can easily go wrong. And that yesterday could have actually gone wrong. We could have come out of there with a 0-0, stunk the place out, not a good performance, and we'd be having a whole different conversation. We was that close. The manager goes on about fine margins. Well, that result was fine margins yesterday.
For once, we was on the right side of those fine margins.
We was on the right side of the fine margins, but it's when you're on the wrong side of the fine margins, and we've seen it too many times. So as I said, you got to keep your feet on the ground. It's still early days. We had a test at Anfield, and we lost it. Let's be honest, that was our first test. Our next test is against Man City on Sunday. See how that goes, and let's see how it goes, because I can't get overexcited yet. I'm pleased. I'm gassed. I'm over the moon that we've got the 3 points. I'm over the moon that we've scored goals at the Emirates. I've seen 8 goals now at the Emirates, and I'm over the moon. But I'm realistic, and this manager over the years has not really convinced me that everything's rosy in the garden yet, So let's see what he does with Eze. It's going to be a problem for him, especially when Havertz comes back from injury. Jesus will come back. He's going to have a part to play. And then you've got Odegaard coming back. So Saka's going to be coming back as well.
Saka as well.
Yeah. So listen, it's going to be a problem for Eze. It's going to have to be solved, because we've bought a quality player, and you've got to try and accommodate and get the best out of him.
Your most expensive summer signing when you look at the numbers.
Well, the problem is with Eze, if you get the best out of him, and you're going to create a lot of things, and he's going to do a lot of damage against a lot of teams. If you don't get the best out of him, we're back to square one again. We're lacking creativity, which we haven't had a lot, really. Let's be honest. We've not been free-flowing and creative in all areas.
People look at me like I'm crazy. I know we got 5 against Leeds. We obviously got 3 against Forest.
Yeah.
We're still not really creating what
No.
It's normal. Liverpool fans are the same. You go. For some reason, I found this new toy called TikTok. And I don't.
Kenny Ken using TikTok.
Don't do it, Kenny. Come on, you're more intelligent than that.
There's one Wazzock, pork chop, as a Spurs fan, and he has multiple channels, and he talks absolute garbage.
And he says Arsenal are scary.
he plays one of the worst kind of music whenever Spurs win a game or Arsenal lose. He's an absolute music anyway. He calls himself Doctor something, but that's by the by. But when you go through TikTok, a lot of Liverpool fans are very, very uncomplimentary about their team. They're not impressed. They've won 4 games in a row. They don't think they're going to win the league. They say the way they play isn't well. That's to a man. They say the way they're playing isn't going to be.
I hear that, but Liverpool fans not thinking they're going to win the league.
They generally believe that they're going to be found out. That they don't like the way they're playing.
Yeah, the performance needs to marry with the result. They're right on that.
Yeah,
huh?
They don't like the fact that they didn't see Burnley off and thrash them. They thought that they made heavy waver of it. They weren't impressed against us too much. They certainly weren't impressed in the first 2 games. They generally believe that the way they're playing is not sustainable. So you're not saying different for us than what you say there, because they know their club inside out. They know that there's still more to come. You know, some Liverpool fans are thinking, "Oh, what are we going to do with Ekitike, Salah, and Isak can't play together."
50+ games, they can all play.
They've got the same concerns about us with Eze, new signing. Where is he going to fit into our team? What are we going to do with Gyökeres? They've got the same sort of worries. So there's nothing. Arsenal fans should look at you and go, "Oh, what's he saying? We've won games." No. If you know the game, you know. You know.
Yeah, but you know yourself, Kenny. Once you get the result, nobody cares.
You get found out eventually if you don't play well. Like we did in 22-23. We're winning all those games. We started to concede goals, loads of them.
Even Unai Emery's unbeaten run.
Yeah, it's eventually going to come up because you can win well and you can win badly. When you win badly, that tells me that eventually a decent team that gets their act together.
At some point, the performance and the results correlate.
Beat you, and then when you lose, you start having doubts about what you've been doing, and then it becomes a habit. It happens.
Yeah. It's not sustainable to play like that. Eventually, you're going to get found out. Eventually, you know, it will run out, and teams will hurt you. You know, there was I mean, if you look at some of the play in that first half, the decision making of Bilbao in that first 25 minutes was all wrong. Now, because they had injuries, they had players missing. And you know, they were struggling with that. But that first 25 minutes, that first half, any team with any kind of passage of play and that we could have easily been on the back foot straight away. We could have easily conceded because it weren't good. It wasn't. Let's not kid ourselves. It wasn't good. You know, we're all gassed about the result and the 3 points, and rightly so. But if you look at the performance, and pick it little bits, it weren't brilliant. It really weren't brilliant, you know. So yeah, it is a worry. But getting back to the Eze thing, this is why the manager didn't want to sign him. Because he ain't really got anywhere. He don't really know what to do with him. To be honest with you,
have to find a way.
That's why he didn't want him. He didn't want Eze. Otherwise, we'd have had him in June. We'd have had him in July. We'd have got him signed and over the line, and he'd have been on the pre-season tour. He was given to him.
If you see Eze in the 10, surely Arsenal fans have to accept that means Martinelli's playing on the left hand side. I know he scored, flavour of the night, really, but you can't have one without the other.
You can't rule out Trossard as well. Can't rule out Trossard as well.
Trossard ain't starting over Nelly, man.
Why not? Why not?
Really? Because Martinelli's better going backwards. That's what DJB is saying. A bit like what Odegaard's in the 10 because he's going to press and all this.
At Martinelli. The manager's not sure about either of them. That's why
he's more sure of Martinelli than Trossard. Man, come on.
He's not sure about those two.
Who started more, Kenny? Who started more games?
Before that, he didn't. He played. There were times when Trossard was playing the big games and Martinelli was coming to the bench, and vice versa. Not one of them.
But in the last 2 years, who's got more starts?
The problem is with this manager as well.
He varies. Half and half.
No, it don't. It ain't half.
But the problem is,
Kenny, the problem is Martinelli is half and half. Bearing in mind you're a season ticket holder. You're seeing it.
Yeah, but all of this goes. This conversation goes out the window when Saka's fit, because Saka's going on the right and Madueke's going on the left. So
yeah,
I promise.
Yeah. That's what's DJB with the facts. Yeah.
That's what's happening.
I believe that.
And the problem is now
that affects Eze though.
I know. This is what I'm saying. Because this is why he didn't want him. Because what you've got now is he will find every single angle and every single way to put Mikel Merino in the team, like he did Havertz. Havertz is injured, so he has
Merino, Odegaard, Havertz. That's the faves.
Yeah. Merino, Odegaard,
maybe
Havertz.
for that way.
Marino will get in that team any way he can. He will try and get him in that team any way he can. He absolutely adores Marino.
Don't shoot me. I like Marino, you know, for the squad.
Yeah. But this is
not what Arteta's doing.
But this is how he falls. This is why he lets himself down in big games, because he tries to get his certain players into the team, and it disrupts the team. That's the problem. When we're playing Bayern Munich at the Emirates, and when we've got to go away to Man City, when we've got to go away to Spurs, and we've played the North London Derby, and all these sort of games, and games have got more on them, and there's bigger pressured games coming in the future. And he's trying to navigate Marino in the team rather than putting Trossard, rather than putting Eze in a more central role and trying things different. He won't do it. He'll stick to the same way, the same principle, the same tactics, and he'll play exactly the same way. And
is it wrong sticking to your principles, though, DJB?
Sorry?
If
it ain't winning your trophies, it is wrong for sticking to your principle. Of course it is.
I hear that.
You know, it's no good sticking to principle if you're not bringing home silverware. And this manager can't stick to his principles. He's got to bring home silverware. So he's got to find a way. He's got to find a way to pick his starting 11 and get players to play in positions and getting 8, 9s out of 10 every game. There's no hiding place now. You can't have Zubimendi rocking up one game and balling out and hitting volleys and everyone saying he's world class, and he turns up at Bilbao looking like a year 6 football player. You know, you can't have that. You can't have that. You just can't. You can't have players dropping off when they feel like it. You can't have Eze isolated on the left, not effective enough. You know, we've paid big money for these players. They're on big wages. They've got to turn up. They've got to play. He's got to find a way to accommodate them and get the best out of them. You know, Gyökeres.
Gyökeres is starving, man. Starving.
He's starving, honestly, man. He can't.
He's gonna starve.
On food rations, man. It's like you get food from.
You know what it is, DJB and DG. That if you want to play well in our league, and you're a striker, you're going to starve, because simple reasons that we're now. This is now like 2020s football now. The 2020s, all right, is all about low blocks, and having to penetrate low blocks. It's all about keeping possession, making sure you don't get overloaded, and making sure that your striker is the first pressed. Chance to come from the striker. But if you think your striker is going to get crosses from the byline, it's not going to happen. Your striker is going to feed off scraps. That's why you'll find that your striker, whenever there's penalties, he's taking them. Back in my day, strikers
how you live, to be fair.
Yeah, but back in my day, strikers never took penalties because there was always chances. There was always crosses in the box. Strikers never took penalties. I know at some cases. Yeah, before your time.
I mean, I'm only fair, but I've never grown up with that.
It was always
never seen that.
The specialist penalty taker could be a midfielder. It could even be a defender. Strikers
been fullbacks. Fullbacks, you know, penalty takers.
Closest I got to is Frank Lampard when he used to take them off Drogba. Like
Julian Dix.
Julian Dix at West Ham. Also, we used to have Lee Dixon to take our penalties.
Yeah.
Alan Smith never took penalties.
No.
So nowadays, strikers are able to take penalties, as well as because they are feeding off scraps, and goals are a premium. Now, if you look at this era, if you score 15 league goals or more, your price tag is 100 million. There's a lot of strikers are 100 million pounds in the high 80s, and they don't even score 20 goals a season.
Sesko.
Exactly.
Have to get United with that one.
Exactly. What I'm just telling you now, strikers get more praise if they close down the goalkeeper, be the first press, and if they score 15 or 16 goals, the manager's more than impressed with them. You're
I did a poll,
world-class.
Kenny, and you're winning, by the way. Like, people are going with Trossard over Martinelli. I think you lot are shameful.
Yeah, all I'm saying.
Has Martinelli done enough consistently, though? Come on, listen.
Of course not. But I just want to say, you look at the big games in the last 3 years, he's bagged.
But this is what I'm saying. You know,
surely him, Trossard, and Madueke deserve an apology.
He scores a goal yesterday. Any decent keeper saves it. Sorry, Martinelli. It's fact.
Yeah, to be fair, that is a Euros winner, the Spanish under-21.
Right. Raya saves that. Edison saves that all day long, right? But he scores, and everyone's aghast. I was jumping up and down, loving it. Brilliant, yeah? But let's take your Arsenal hat off now. Has Martinelli done enough over 2 seasons to be consistently...
Clearly not. He's never lost a game he scored in, which means you don't score enough.
But is he been consistent enough over the last 2 seasons to get a permanent run out in this football team?
No, but for me, this is what Martinelli and Trossard should always be. You'll get your occasional start, but your bench boys, your super subs, your finishers, like Mikel Arteta said, like this feels like the first season. It feels like people are in the roles they should be. I don't know. Like, it's only 5 games in. I don't know.
He's great with words.
That's where these men should be.
Pardon? Finishers. Yeah.
I don't know why he's calling it finishers.
What we're going to do, right? We're going to bench you. We're not going to call you substitutes, so that you feel important and so that you feel that you've got a role to play with the team. We're going to call you finishers.
It was kiddie stuff, really. Like,
they
still know their subs, anyways. You're still on the bench. But fair enough.
You're a sub. Simple as that. You're bench. I don't know. I mean, be interesting to see who he starts with against Man City, because I don't know. He's still going to put Marino in the team against City.
Yeah, let's talk about City, because there's actually a lot of talking points, man. The first thing I want to speak about is actually something before I talk about centre back. Who plays left back? Do you go with Calafiori? Do you bring Miles Lewis-Skelly in? Do you?
Calafiori stays in the team. There's no reason to bring Miles Lewis-Skelly back to the team. On form, Calafiori plays.
Well, it's a tactical battle, Kenny.
There's no horses for courses where Miles Lewis-Skelly win. He's going to have to win his place back. Calafiori is the rightful, left back. He's now fully fit. Yeah. He's now having a season to acclimatise the way we're playing. He gives us so much, in terms of one-on-one defending. On the ball, he's fantastic as well. He's not as strong as Miles Lewis-Skelly. Probably not as quick, and probably not explosive when he does get the ball in the half turn and go boom. But the fact is that MLS at the moment is the deputy left back. It's the way it has to be.
Yeah,
it will be pure lunacy to bring MLS back in the team.
No, it won't. Miles Lewis-Skelly, you'll be all right in a game like that.
Miles Lewis-Skelly is behind Calafiori, because I'll tell you one thing. For now, but I'll tell you one thing.
He should be. That's a Euros representing Italian. Like, you should.
And that's it. So it's not a debate whether he should be playing left back. He's not going to play left back. The centre halves pick themselves. The midfield, unfortunately, Marino, he's playing well to a certain extent that it would be harsh to leave him out. He didn't do anything wrong against Nottingham Forest. He was okay. He was okay. He's never really let us down.
Marino or Odegaard, if he's fit, you're not seeing Eze in the 10.
If Odegaard's not fit, Marino's playing. I can guarantee you that he won't play Eze in that position in the part of the midfield 3. So Eze's place, if he's going to play against he's going to play left hand side against Man City. I can't see him playing anywhere else.
Is he going to bring Saliba back in, or is he going to stick?
That was going to be my next thing, DJB. What would you lot do?
I think if you're going
to fit, he plays.
Personally,
best man play.
Yeah,
best man play.
If it was me as a manager looking from the outside, I'd be going, right, Mosquera's played well in these games. We've played Forest, Leeds. He hasn't done a lot wrong. I want to see what he can do in a big game. I want to see what he can do up against Haaland. I want to see whether this boy is actually the real deal, whether I can absolutely trust him. So I would put him in, because he hasn't played well. He hasn't played badly. and it'd be a good test for him, and it'd be a good test for Mikel to see what he can actually do.
But can you afford that, considering he lost Liverpool, though?
He's not 100% fit, Saliba, is he? Let's be honest. It's early in the season. He's been out injured, so he ain't fully match fit, is he? Or he's not match sharp, let's put it that way. And if you're going to bring him back against Haaland, who's, let's be honest, he's scoring goals again, you're going to need someone with match sharpness. And
they might be tired. They're playing on Thursday.
This kid's got match sharpness, and it would be an opportunity for him to be tested up against probably the best centre forward in the world.
Yeah, but we lost to City. Do we have time for tests? Obviously, he done well when he came on against Liverpool. He's done well so far.
Well, he's got to, because going forward, we've got squad. I've been told we've got squad depth, and this kid's a world beater. I've been told we've got squad depth, and this he's world class. Mosquera's suddenly world class because he's
we need to calm down with anyone saying he's world class needs to calm down.
He's balled out against Leeds and Nottingham Forest and Bilbao, so he's world class now.
But they say that about Miles. They say that about Max Dowman.
Yeah, let's put him in Sunday. Let's put him in Sunday and see how he does. Because Saliba needs a cut. I reckon Saliba needs probably. It's not the game to bring Saliba back from injury.
I'm starting Saliba. Mosquera.
If he's 100% fit, I think the manager will play him. But if he's not fully fit. If he's less than 100% fit, I don't want him on that pitch, because it's not because I'm bigging up this guy. It's just we don't need to play players in the red no more. If you're in the red zone, as Arsene Wenger,
PTSD. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Arsene Wenger used to always talk about red zones when it came to players and player management. Well, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have a player management situation when you have players who are in the squad who are good enough to take your place for a period of time. Long term, of course, he's not better than Saliba. But if Saliba's not 100% fit, I don't want him anywhere near the pitch. Well, you know where I want Saliba? No. I want him behind the dugout cheering his mates on.
Like against Forest.
Yes.
Has Mosquera, just completely, before we carry on with the City thing, has Mosquera's kind of form made you a lot more comfortable with Saliba potentially being sold to Madrid, lads?
I think it's the only option, isn't it? I mean, what else can you do? You ain't going to go. There's no money to go and buy more players now. We've spent it all. This manager ain't going to get no more money now. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be a change at the top. But there's no more money coming in, so he's got to be. I mean, if Saliba gets sold, he's got to be. I mean, what I've seen of him so far, he's looked comfortable. He looks a good prospect. Is he ready? Is he ready for the big games week in, week out? Because there's going to be big games, and this is what I'm saying. We've seen it with Arsenal before. When it gets, we've not really yet to.
We're not in the thick of the season yet, like that.
Yeah, it's early. It's early. You know, when we get to February, March, and 3 points is really, really important. You know, because you're going into the final stages of the league, and you've got to get the 3 points and stuff like that. And you're getting into the knockout stages of the Champions League quarterfinals and stuff like that. Latter stages of FA Cups. That's when it really, really matters.
Understand.
Yeah, when it really, really matters. So I think you just got to take it easy and just keep your feet on the ground and see.
You're asking Arsenal fans to keep it easy. Crazy.
I still don't trust the managers. I'm sorry. I really don't. I really, really don't.
I trust him defensively.
I really
in-game management and getting over the line and attacking. These are the question marks for Mikel.
Well, he's got more options now in terms of personnel. He won't change the style of play, but one thing he will do, one thing he will have, what Slotter's got, he's got a bench that basically he's got game changers on the bench. You can't deny it. And if in the event of us, like being a goal down or needing that goal to get that win, at least we now know that we can get these players on. And because some of the players that we're getting off the bench have started a significant amount of games for us. So that's what he's got in his favour. That's what he's got, which he's never had before. So the issues on him is about squad management, player management, having to keep players happy.
You've gone from
And-
no options to bare. I can't disagree with that, Kenny. Fuck these players' happiness. Forget your happiness.
I know what you mean. It's a fraudulent slip. But I hear what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. But what I'm trying to say is that these players know how Mikel plays. They know how he plays. It's not a case of there isn't a gap. What I'm trying to say, there isn't a gap in quality between the player that starts and the player that comes off the bench anymore, which you do have with Liverpool up until a point.
And that was dirty against PSG last year.
Man City's a given. Arteta's now got that embarrassment of squad where if player gets injured, who cares? How many fans last season when Saka got injured went and called the Samaritans? A lot of people called the Samaritans. Now he's out injured, and it's not. I'm not taking the mick out of him. I'm just being factual. All right, Madueke's got a chance. Go on, mate. It's your have a go.
You might not be better than Saka, but there's a baseline of we're calling to a certain floor.
Have we missed Martin Odegaard? No, we haven't, because other players have said, right, it's my nothing. What I'm trying to say, nothing should change if there's a gap. There isn't that much of a gap in quality between the bench player and the starter. Like before, there was a gap in quality between the bench player and the starter. You guys always refer to the reason why Arsenal lost the league in 2023 is because Saliba got injured and Rob Holding replaced him. Now that's a big gap in quality, isn't it?
And then eventually Kivio.
But that's a big gap in quality, isn't it?
Mm.
Now, with the players like Mosquera and Hincapié, that shouldn't be a gap in quality if they get injured.
He's going to be good for us,
Yeah. The old bit like Kolasinac, if you ask me, from what I've seen of him so far. No. We'll see how Hincapié steps up. But no, Mosquera, I think he deserves his place. I think, as I said, Saliba to be thrown in. He's missed games early in the season, and he's missing. If he'd have been halfway through the season and he misses a couple of games, he's still he's got his match sharpness and he's got his fully match fitness. But because he's missed match games early in the season, I think a game like Man City, when this young guy's confidence is sky high and he's played well, I'd probably stick with him, to be honest.
But what if he makes a mistake, DJB? Because sometimes rightly so will say, "Raw, you lost to Liverpool and City, you're losing ground now."
It's a learning curve, isn't it? Then we know what Mosquera's like, don't we? We'll see. See, I want us, from an Arsenal fan's point of view, because this player is getting hyped up and hyped up and hyped up, and rightly so. And rightly so, because he's played well. But I'm not hyping him up until I actually see him tested, and I'd like to see him tested on Sunday.
It's going to happen.
If he stands up to it, then I'll say, yeah, I've got no worries if Saliba's out or Gabriel's out long term.
So I'm going Saliba. DJB's going Mosquera. Where are you, Kenny, as well?
Well, if I only want fit men playing.
Now, guns to your head. You're going to die. You need to pick one.
If Saliba's 100% fit, I'll play Saliba. But if he's not 100% fit, he's not playing. Simple.
I can't lie. If Saliba's 90% fit, he goes out there for me.
No. We can't have that. We can't have that no more. Because when the player's 90% fit, he gets injured and then he's out for a long, long time.
Yeah.
True.
You don't want a secondary injury. Secondary injuries happen if players rush back to injury.
I mean, we're talking about Mosquera, but I think the biggest problem with Arsenal Football Club right now is the captain.
He's not fit.
We've got a captain that
captains up his shoulder again.
We've got a captain that captains the team that's bang out of form. He's now he's got this shoulder injury, Brian Robson settings, right? Yeah,
he's no Brian Robson.
Where he's going to be? I know he's no Brian Robson, but he's got the injury where he keeps damaging his shoulder. But up until then, he's like been absolutely awful. He's still captain of the team, and we're talking about where to accommodate Eze. This is where the manager's got to make a decision. He's got to look at Odegaard and go, right, he's been injured. But before his injury is out of form, is it time now to move the captaincy on and start putting, and start thinking of the team and putting Eze in the 10 and people like that? Or are we going to keep sticking with him when he comes back off of injury? Are we going to throw him in there again? Because he hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. So,
but to be fair, if Odegaard's fit, does he if I don't even know the status of his shoulder, but if he's fit, would you start him? Because we do lose a lot in the press. I understand if Marino, Odegaard, or Martinelli play. I'm not saying I agree with it, lads. I'm saying I understand it against City.
No. Every time in the last couple of games when Odegaard's gone off and when Yeri's come on, we've looked completely a different team. Completely a different team. You know,
I think Marino's playing up. I think the midfield's the same, if I'm honest, unless Odegaard's there. I think Eze could get dropped personally. I think he'll start Martinelli off the left. Genuinely,
that's an option. That's an option. Because, well, yeah, but that's an option because the play. Yeah, but that's an option because the play. You know, from a footballing point of view, I think we're all agreed that he's not a left winger. Of
course he ain't.
So if he's not a left winger, and Man City's one of the sort of like blue ribbon games at the Emirates. You know the blue ribbon game at the Emirates, North London derby, Chelsea at home, Liverpool, Man United still because it's Man United. They're the blue ribbon games. Obviously, Man City's one of them as well. So I think it was a blue ribbon game like that. You're gonna play the best team available. If Odegaard's fully fit and declares himself fully fit, he'll play. But in terms of the Eze situation, it's a shame. But unfortunately, the manager's got a situation where Man City are very active down the wings. Very active down the wings.
I want to
I understand when you guys are saying back because Haaland, where he likes to play his football, he likes to get into goal-scoring positions. He likes to get in goal-scoring positions off Saliba's side. That's where Mosquera's going to play. So if you look at the goal where he likes to get on his left foot, that's where Saliba normally is. Don't get me wrong, you can go down the right-hand side with Gabriel Magalhaes, but Gabriel Magalhaes' best position is left centre-back. Right centre-back is where we're going to ask Mosquera to play. So I do understand.
We should be winning it, Kenny, man. They're playing on Thursday. We played
on it's not even that. They were not spectacular in Manchester Derby. Man
United, man. We can do that. United, a big game.
Every goal, Man United self-harm. The first goal,
exactly, and we're not going to do
that. The second and third goals, pathetic. Pathetic. The Man United don't have when they attacked. It was like they didn't have a plan.
Are you playing an offside trap in the opposition's half? They're shit.
It's not even that. It's Man United. They get the ball, and I'm thinking, where's your midfield? Where's you get Ahmad will get the ball, and I said, well, hang on, where's the runners from the midfield? There's nobody. Man City getting the ball. Man. Who's pressing Man City? Who's stopping them from making play? Why
we're not going to move like
Man City looking up and getting the ball out wide without anyone stopping them? Where is the midfield?
I'll be real, lads. I'll be upset if we don't beat City. Beyond the obvious, because they're playing on Thursday. We played on Tuesday. I think they've got quality players, of course, but I think the midfield is disjointed. Their defense is there for the taking. I actually want Arteta to be more attacking. They're there for the taking.
Do you think we're better than the City all round as a team now? That's a question.
Individual squad, what?
I'm talking I'm talking now as a first 11.
As a collective unit, yeah. As a functioning team, yeah. 100%. 1,000,000%. Obviously, the one thing about City is
the only thing I would say,
you got Haaland and you got Donnarumma. Football's decided at both them ends.
But the problem is right, is we're forgetting one thing. Man City have been there, done it, worn the t-shirt. They've tasted success.
But they're not hungry like us, man.
Are they in transition, DJB? Are they in transition, DJB?
I don't know. They've still got players there. That have been there and done it. We haven't. We've got new signings.
I've got another question for you both.
We've got players that still haven't got. We've got players that still haven't got across the line yet. So that although Man City, we might be better collectively. They've got a manager that's won things, and they've got certain players that have won big trophies, and we haven't got that yet. So
we're play the game, not the occasion thing for me, man.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. When it comes to the nitty gritty, can we actually can this manager deliver, and can we get across the line?
All right, in terms of the game, though. In terms of
Sunday, on Sunday,
in terms of the game on Sunday, not just the game on Sunday, but the Arsenal Man City thing.
I think we should. Yeah. I think if we don't play too cautiously and play set up defensively,
take
the game to them, I think we can hurt them and come away with 3 points. If we start playing too cautious and slowing the game down, playing too.
The next question, guys. The next question is: that the inferiority complex that we've had with Man City, is that now gone because of the fact that we smashed them last season and we beat them the season before, and they haven't beaten us since.
Only the gap in the players can answer.
Haven't beaten us since April 2023. Has it has a cloak of inferiority now gone?
Yeah, I think it has.
The worst thing they did, is the after scenes at the Etihad last year, because I think that provoked something in us, and I couldn't have predicted we won 5-1. But naturally, you have to be kind of not scared, but you have to be cautious of City because they got embarrassed last year. You don't want to get embarrassed again. They had 2 defeats back to back prior to playing Man United. I'm sure they're not exactly happy about beating Man United beyond the obvious, because it's not the Man United it used to be. They're going to want revenge. Like that, they're going to want revenge. For me personally, I've got faith in Mikel Arteta to nullify their midfield. And I don't know if you're going to not put the handbrake down, but I think you need to be fearless against them defenders. We've got more rest. They're playing on Thursday. They've got injuries. Rodri looks a bit out of sorts. It sounds mad to say because it's Manchester City and they're still the big bad bullies regardless. I'll be genuinely pissed off if we don't win. I genuinely think they're food. I think they're there for the taking.
No, same,
the only thing I'll give them is they've got Donnarumma and Haaland. Football decided at both ends. You've got 2 quality players there.
No, same.
I'm with DJ.
Yeah, no, they've got quality players, but I back us. Sorry, D, I'm cutting you off.
I'm the same. I'll be very disappointed if we don't come out of there with 3 points on Sunday. Only because we're at home. Again, it's early in the season. Man City got a good result, but then they haven't looked brilliant. And if we take the game to them, I think we could definitely get 3 points.
They only look good against United. It's fucking Man United. They're trash.
However,
they didn't look good against Man United, though. They didn't look good.
Hang on a minute.
They look. I'll give them that. They look competent.
Hang on a minute. We look poor against Man United. Let's be honest.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Right?
Very true.
You know, let's not get out of bed. Let's get out. You know,
true. No, you're right on
the right way. You know what I mean?
I'll be real. I'm only scared of the goalie because Donnarumma is still fresh in the mind.
This Man United team that are poor, we struggled against, and they could have easily won. So, you know, let's not. And Liverpool, we didn't really turn up.
Our manager was shook at Anfield.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what I'm saying. What's he going to be like Sunday? Is he going to set up cautiously? I think he'll go Marino, Zubimendi and Rice. I think he'll start similar to what he started in the Champions League.
Is it on the players then? Because the players should have that bad blood. It's like when we used to fight United. They're on it.
I'll throw one in the mix here, guys. Do you reckon he'll start? Do you reckon against Man City he'll start Marino up front and drop Gyökeres?
I was going to ask you that. I think that could happen. I wouldn't. I think it could.
I've got me Arteta.
No, because he's going to be playing in midfield, but I wouldn't surprise me.
So I'm going to answer that and say better not.
We ain't got time for that foolishness, Arteta, man. Just play the gunmen and let them do what they're doing.
Yeah. Look, we already established that Marino's going to play in the midfield alongside Declan and Zubimendi.
Yeah, any fans that think they're seeing Wanyeri start, I've got bad news for you. He's not happy.
I think
Ethan Smith-Rowe ain't starting against City. It's too big a game. Ethan Smith-Rowe's there for the Burnley.
Yeah, he's not gambling on that, man.
And then he's going out on loan in January.
God forbid. I think
if we're struggling, oh God,
that's a fine, Kenny.
Yeah, that's a fine, man. That's a fine. No phones in the changing room.
I'm on a podcast. Where are you?
Here, Kenny.
We're just about to listen to what Kenny had to say, D, man.
Listen. Do you know what? This is what I'm saying with this manager. Don't be surprised if Gyökeres is not in the starting 11, and he'll play Martinelli on the left, and he'll play Marino up front, and he'll revert back to his squad that he had before he signed these players.
So then let me ask you this then. Go on.
Because that's the sort of thing he could do. I reckon what he'll do with City, he'll keep it tight for the first 25 minutes, first half hour. He'll keep it tight. There won't be a lot in it. It'll be a bit of a chess match. City won't come full on.
Arsenal versus them is stinky.
They're going to play a bit cautiously because they got hurt there last season when they opened up. So they'll play a little bit cautiously as well because with City going to the Emirates this early in the season, if they come away with a point, they'd be happy with that.
That's what I'm saying.
The emphasis is on us to win the game, and we need. See, the problem is we need to beat these teams. We failed against Liverpool.
I need my 3 points, man.
We've beaten Man United, but we failed against Liverpool. We can't afford to foul against Man City. We need 3 points. You're playing at home. We have to. If we're going to win the Premiership, you've got to take 3 points at home every game.
Exactly.
You can't afford to drop points at home. You can't afford to draw games at home. You can't afford to lose against West Ham and people like this at home. That's got to become a fortress. If you nick a point away from home, that's not so bad. If you're picking up 3 points at home and then you're going to the Etihad and you're picking up a point, it's not so bad. But if you're dropping points at home and then you're struggling away and you then start to draw games again, that's when you're going to start to struggle to win the Premier League. You have to.
Do you think it's down to Mikel Arteta to not overthink? Where it's a double-edged sword, because I do need you to overthink and consider everything that City could do. But for me, I'll be very disappointed if that back five, obviously Donnarumma. The way I think the game's going. Do you remember a few years ago when De Gea? It was Arsenal versus Man United, but it genuinely felt like Arsenal versus De Gea. That's the sort of game I expect to see. I should only see Donnarumma tipping it over the bar and that. That defense, City's defense is there for the taking. Obviously, their midfield is good, but I have confidence in Arteta, to be fair, to kind of nullify that. Haaland, it kind of is what it is. I need him to smell blood because of what DJB said there as well, in that we also didn't beat Liverpool. So I need us to hit back. Yeah, I need us to go for it.
Yeah, right. You know what? Sorry, Kenny, but what I'm trying to say before Kenny comes in is City is another opportunity to lay a marker down. We didn't do that against Liverpool, but we can do that against City. We can set the marker against City and set the tone. But if we set up defensively and we set up on the back foot, see, the problem is with Man City, when you got Haaland in the team and Foden in the team and people like that, you can sit back. You can go defensively for 25 minutes, but a lack of concentration and suddenly Haaland's in and score. That's the problem.
Look, I think with City, it's not the same as it was before, because you think about it, is that these guys, when we play City and they're winning their trophies and beating us regularly home and away, they had players in their prime. De Bruyne was in his prime. Cordovan was in his prime. David Silva, Silva was in his prime as well. And Bernardo Silva was in his prime. These are all players in their prime. You had John Stones in his prime. Yeah. You got all they got right now. They don't have that space. Remember, they got rid of Akanji. Defensively, I think they don't know what the situation is as well. There's no Kyle Walker.
Is Nathan Ake back?
Nathan Ake's still in the side, but remember they played Kuznov against Man City.
Yeah,
I think he played at right back. At left back, they played who did they play at left back? They played O'Reilly at left back, and in their centre half, I think it was Diaz, and who else was up alongside Diaz?
Stones.
It was the midfield was Rodri, Bernardo Silva, and Foden, and the front three was Doku, Haaland. Who else was in that?
They play I need Martinelli. I'll be honest. I need Martinelli.
So the situation regarding that is that it's a work in progress. However, it's not the same as it was before. So they are there for the taking. But the thing is that one thing is that the Emirates, we're 100% made down a marker. The problem is that come May, when we go there in April, May, when we know we need to win the league, are we still going to have that inferiority complex when we go to?
Surely that inferiority complex is gone now. Obviously, we have to respect.
Not their grounds.
We have to respect Liverpool.
Not their grounds. We normally have good results against Liverpool at the Emirates, but Anfield we still have that inferiority complex.
Yeah.
But is that the players? I'm not even trying to make this about Arteta. Was that the players or Arteta? Because I think the play. If we look at the Bilbao first half, I think it's on the players. Anfield, that's on Arteta.
Yeah, but a bit of both, because I think
I don't think our players fear anyone. I'll be so honest.
Yeah, but you remember the last time we won at Etihad? We haven't won at Etihad.
We ain't won there since Santi and Coquelin was our midfield three. Yeah. We know Anfield and Etihad. We need to do better there.
There has to come a point. If you're going to win the Premiership, there has to come a point when you've got to when you've just got to lay down the gauntlet and just go to the Etihad and get 3 points.
And just say, fuck it, let's just go for this.
There has to be that point in time. You can't not go there and have an inferiority complex. Or
looking at this as well, our next two games, we got City at the Emirates. Apologies, and we got Newcastle away.
Newcastle away is going to be tough.
Games.
Newcastle away. See, I'm sorry, but no disrespects to West Ham, if we ain't battering them at the Emirates this season, then there's something serious wrong. If they turn up and do a job on us again, then there's question marks again.
And Potter might not even be their manager by then if things keep going the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
You know, and then Fulham away is tough. I mean, I know we go on about, you know, the results we've had at the Etihad and things like that, but we've struggled at Craven Cottage. It's not been a good.
Fulham's not been easy at home and away recently.
It's not been a good. It's, you know, again, Silva, the Fulham manager, he tends to kind of, a bit like Eddie Howe. He tends to have their manager's card marked. You know, Fulham's a tough one. Fulham ain't easy. So
if we want to win the league, we just got to pick up points.
If you're going to win the league, you've got to find a way. You have to find a way. You've got to find a way.
Realistically, I think when you look at those bunch of fixtures from Man City up until like Crystal Palace on the 25th of October, we will drop points because of the nature of the beast says we will, because we're going to grounds that we don't traditionally do well at. Fulham, for some reason, Fulham just raised their game when they play us. I don't know how.
They're so on it against us.
I don't know what's happening in that side of River Thames, whether they just, I don't know whether they're sorting the River Thames.
They're normally posh boys. I don't know why they're on it against us.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know what happens to them, especially at Craven Cottage. They raise their game. I mean, everyone raises their game. Wobie raises his game. The fullbacks raise their game. You know,
Kenny, sorry to cut you, Kenny, but surely that's a given. Like, everybody's going to raise their game against the bigger teams.
No,
like, you could even use Liverpool as an example. Like, with
I know, but
games they've had.
The way they play against us compared to how they play against other teams on a regular basis, that's obscene, man. The levels of performances. If you look at Fulham's best performances over the last 3 years, it's against us.
Yeah, they're on it against us.
You think about it in 23-24, their best performances against us. They drew at the Emirates when they should have won.
And then they beat us.
They beat us, turned us over. Last season, we were lucky to get a point up until a point, although we ain't got to give you no more, man. And then at the Emirates, they didn't turn up. But you think about Newcastle. Come on, that's another one. Crystal Palace. Last season, when we were in that, we felt sorry for ourselves. They got a point. So you think about the level of the games, the intensity. Plus, there's going to be European games as well. To get the squad winning all those games is going to be an achievement in itself.
No, we're not going to win every game. Like, I think some fans are a bit giddy. Or 5 games, what we've taken. You could be lazy and say, all right, cool. We lost to Liverpool. It was an even game. They scored a weldy. That's the only goal we've conceded. Other than that, plain sailing. We've got depth. We think we're going to do stuff. I think Arsenal fans are a bit giddy at this moment. And they should be. You know, you earned the right to be that. But they have to understand we're not winning everything.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why I want us to win these games.
You can say that about Liverpool. No, Liverpool's next 2 games in the league are Everton at home and Crystal Palace away.
No, but that's why I rate Liverpool, Kenny, because that's obviously their manager, their players, the fans, they know they ain't been good. They've taken 12 from 12. Obviously, you give yourself a certain fooling for that. If they were to continue or have certain games like the first 3-4 games where they probably could have lost or drawn or not taken 3 points, when the actual performance and the results correlate, you've given yourself a footing. I think that's something we need to add. That's why I'm so on us winning now. Like, do this thing now. Give ourselves a footing.
Squad's there now. The squad's there, and the game changers are there. That if we do get into difficulty in football matches, those guys are capable. Don't mean they've got it, but they're capable of saying, right, it's my time.
Exactly. Which needs to be the case. On that though, Kenny and DJB, like, obviously 5 games in, what 1 in the champs, 4 in the Prem. What would you lot give, like, what you see from Arsenal out of 10? Like, when you remove any things you got to say positively or negatively.
Like, 7 is about right. 7, because
that's a lot higher than I thought you'd say, Kenny.
The reason why I say 7, because look at it. I thought we'd get a point against Man United. We won. I expect us to beat Leeds. Liverpool, I didn't expect anything really. I actually thought
we expected a better performance.
Get a point. Didn't happen. Not the Forest. We beat them comfortably. And it's probably our best performance I've seen for at least a year. And it was a very professional performance in Bilbao. So 7 out of 10, 9 points, second in the table. what got off the mark in the Champions League. I think it's 7 because the reason why I'm impressed, I'm not just talking about the points, the results. I'm talking about the fact that I now feel that if we get into any difficulty, one of the players who comes on the bench is going to get me out of trouble. He's going to get me
magic there.
He's going to get me that point I need because of the quality he has. So, and that we've seen that. We've seen injuries, players go down with injuries, and let's face it, they haven't been missed. That's harsh, but that's football. Saka hasn't been missed. Odegaard hasn't been missed. Lieber hasn't been missed. And I'm not putting them down. The results and performances say they haven't been missed. Because football's a results game, isn't it? Football's a results game. So based on the results,
I think for me, I'm sort of hovering. I'm hovering around the 7 out of 10. The only thing, listen, the points have been good, but there's been the performances haven't been brilliant. Other than Forest, the first half against Leeds weren't really good. Man United, we stunk the place out. Liverpool wasn't very good. And yesterday in the Champions League, if you look at the footballing side of things, it's not been overly impressive. What's been impressive is the points. 9 points. What we had 9 goals scored, 1 against. So
and we're still crying about goals and creativity and stuff, which I still think is valid, but fair play, Arsenal.
Yeah, but it hasn't been. How can I say? We're still trying to find a way, aren't we? We're still trying to find a way, and we've been getting away with quite a bit at the moment. We met a Liverpool team that weren't really bang on it, but we come out of there with nothing. If they'd have been bang on it, we'd have been heavily tested. Man United, we were poor. Performance-wise, we didn't really play well. First half against Leeds, second half against Leeds was better. Forest was our best performance. But we're still trying to find that way. We still haven't been sort of free-flowing and attacking and everything else. We're still trying to kind of, do we play Martinelli? Do we play Eze in the 10? Do we play this one? We're still trying to find our way. And it will happen. It will happen. The only problem is in the big games, we've got to have players that are high up there and consistent. Everyone has got to chip in this season. We can't carry anyone. So if Mosquera's playing Sunday, he's got to do a job. There's none of this like, oh, he's only young, give him time.
You're old enough and ugly enough, man. You're here now. Your age is irrelevant.
We haven't got time. And if you can't accommodate Eze, put a player in that you can accommodate, and they've got a ball out. There's no more carrying players now. We have to get over the line by hook or by crook. We've got to start.
Facts.
We have to win something, and these players have got to win. They need a platform to build on. And they haven't had that. There's not many winners in that team. Eze won the FA Cup. Declan Rice won the conference. Then you're scratching your head.
Gyökeres Sporting, but it's irrelevant what they've won elsewhere. Well, it's not irrelevant, but none of you have won anything with us like that. So
as a team, we need silverware.
Yeah,
and that starts at Port Vale next week. I'm sorry, people. Port Vale's a big game. I'm sorry, it is. It's a Carabao Cup. It's another competition. Right. It's a competition that we haven't won in a long time. You
don't want to end up like United losing to Grimsby in that. So we need to be winning.
You start throwing cups in the bin, and then you're narrowing down your options. You throw the Carabao Cup in the bin, you throw the FA Cup in the bin. Suddenly, the Premier League and the Champions League, when that's your only option, there's no room for error. So they're the sort of competitions you've got to take seriously. Get the job done against Port Vale. Do well in the competition. Let's have a day out at Wembley in February or March.
Facts.
Let's have a day out. Let's have all have a day out at Wembley. Get the team lifting silverware. Take the pressure off of the manager a little bit. Get the team lift. What it feels like to go out and win a cup. Everyone's getting the feel good factor, and then that takes you on. If we're in striking distance of the Premier League, round about March time, you get the Carabao Cup under your belt. Suddenly, you've got confidence flowing through the team to go on, hopefully, to win the Premier League.
Facts.
So the Port Vale game, as much as people want to say, "Oh, it's only the Carabao Cup," it don't really matter.
If you ain't earned that right to be doing it,
if you've got credit in the bank from seasons before, then the Carabao Cup might not matter. But when you've won nothing and you've spent £1 billion, that Carabao Cup is important. Don't
100%.
underestimate Don't underestimate the Carabao Cup and go, "Oh, it's only the Carabao Cup. We're Arsenal. We're bigger than that." Well, why ain't we won it then?
And even for players, like trophies are not guaranteed for players, quote unquote. So they would want to win anything. And
exactly.
You know the thing about the Carabao Cup, the final itself. You think about the final.
Yeah,
the final. You're going to play a good team. Newcastle played the Liverpool the champions elect last season, the holders of the Carabao Cup in a massive game. So you think about it. It's if you can't get motivated for the Carabao Cup when you highlight and play your rivals, lay down a marker, then football's dead. Let's not forget that if you look at the last last three Carabao Cup finals, 2023, Man United beat Newcastle. The season after was Chelsea, Liverpool. The season after that, it was Liverpool versus Newcastle. These are big games.
Yeah,
in the cup finals, you tend to play your rivals, and that's laying down a marker for the next season. If you don't win the league or don't win the Champions League, you think about the Carabao Cup final. Potentially, if we play Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final or Liverpool in the FA Cup final, that's not just potentially a battle for the league. Potentially, that's a potential Champions League final.
Exactly. No, exactly. And not only that, what you don't realise is that Carabao Cup final, if we win it, could save this manager's job.
Yes.
I think he's in a job regardless of if he wins trophies.
Yeah, but you think about, in terms of stopping the noise from the likes of us, it stops the noise because let's give him another season.
No, because then you lot will say, "Oh, it's only the League Cup. You ain't got a big one, though, man."
No.
I like trophies.
The problem is, right? The problem, what really gets me is that a lot of this fan base will disrespect the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and say, "Oh, we need to win bigger things than that, Premiership and Champions League." Well, hold on a minute. We haven't built the foundations yet to win the Premiership or the Premier.
We ain't earned the right to disregard anything.
We haven't earned that right yet. We need the foundations. We need to go and win a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup. We need to build those foundations to go on and win the Premiership. Because these players haven't tasted success under this manager, a lot of them. So this is what I'm saying. The last time this manager won the FA Cup, there was only Saka playing, and he was on the bench.
He was on the bench, yeah.
So what I'm saying is these players haven't tasted success under this manager. So to disrespect the Carabao Cup would be a dangerous road to go down, because we need to win something. We have to win something. I want a day out, and so does Kenny, and so does everyone else. I want a day out at Wembley. I want the team to win a trophy. I want that feel-good feeling back again. The players need it. The manager definitely is desperate for something. So, yeah, let's not disrespect the Carabao Cup, guys, because that game against Port Vale, you crash out against a team like Port Vale, suddenly your confidence going into the next game is rock bottom.
I make no mistake, they're going to be on it respectfully to Port Vale. That's the biggest game of their season. They're on it. They're probably telling their girlfriends, "I'm playing Arsenal in this." They want to
they're going to be smashing. They're not going to worry about injuries to Arsenal players and whether they've got Champions League games coming up. They're going to be smashing. They're going to be going into tackles, guys. There's nowhere to hide there.
They want their highlights reels.
Eh?
They want their highlights reels. Like the Port Vale players want their highlights, man.
Exactly. So
this is what the cup's about, giant killing and all that.
Because when we went out against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup semi-final, that was it. Our season was pretty much done. The confidence, when you saw the confidence drained from that football team and the performances were dreadful. It could happen
again.
That's
what annoys me, D, as well, because when you look at it, like Newcastle dumped us out the League Cup, they won it. PSG dumped us out the Champions League, they won it. I know football's not as white and black as this, but we lost to the winners. So assuming we got over the line, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but that's a big game. Port Vale's a big game.
Massive game. I want to see Dowman, though, but I don't know if Arteta throws him in, because
he'll play Kepa. He'll play Kepa. He'll play Dowman.
Some of these guys, some of our new signings will play. You know, Eze might get a game in the Carabao
People
Cup.
say we got the best B team in the league now, so it probably will be a strong team.
Yeah, but Eze might play in the Carabao Cup just to give him another. I'm not digging him out, but that could say, right, you know what? I'll play in that number 10. I'll play Martinelli on the left. Show us what you can do in that number 10.
Maybe even get the first goal.
He's a professional footballer. You know, he's not a guaranteed starter. So I'll start him in that game. It's not dig again. I do think that he needs games. He needs games in our system in order to come up the scratch from how we play, because it's not going to change on his behalf. So he has to change to fit in.
Is that right though?
Yeah. For under Arteta, yes, it is. Under another manager, no. But as you guys keep on saying, Arteta's going nowhere. So it is right. Because you said Arteta's not going anywhere. No matter how much I protest, how much DJB protests, how much Lee protests, how much the rest of the Rat Army protests, you just told me that it's all
got the Rat Army, man.
So if it's going to be to no avail, then he has to change for the manager. It's Mikel's team. On the basis,
and he can't be an idiot. He must have been told that when you were signing, like, this is what I think you're good at. This is my plans for you in the team. And he's obviously, maybe I'm paraphrasing, but you've obviously said it's okay. Let's go do this.
But outside Amorim, Joey Guardiola, and Mickey Arteta, other managers would say, "I'm building a team around you, and you've got the potential to be a big fish in a smaller pond." But when you go to Man United, because of Amorim's such an egotist, and you go to Man City when Guardiola's God, and you go to Arsenal when it's Mikel's rules or the highway, you are another good player in his team, and you just have to accept it. Doesn't matter whether you're Gyökeres or Eze. That's the way the things have got to be.
They've got to accept that Arteta's bigger than Arsenal Football Club, unfortunately.
God forbid.
Well, it's that as well, but the fact is, Mikel Arteta is the alpha and omega when it comes to footballing matters at the team and first team selection. We've seen it before. I've never seen him accommodate a player. He's capable of doing it, but why would he do it?
Mind you, he's done it to Havertz.
To a certain extent, Havertz and Mourinho are his pets. They're tactically important to Mikel.
Yeah. No, I make you right. But listen, it's evident that Eze's a problem for him. That's why he didn't want to sign him. Eze weren't. He was given to him by default. It wasn't a player that he had his heart set on, that he really, really wanted. And it's now proving to be that point why he didn't want him. Because pure and simple, he's got players that are playing in his position that he hasn't got the gonads to move. He hasn't got the bravery to drop his captain. And he's got this thing about Mourinho, and he's got this thing about Havertz when he comes back injured. So Eze's a problem. Eze's not a nice problem for this manager. And this is what I'm saying. And this is why this manager has to change. If he's going to win silverware, he's got to do what's logic for the football team rather than, how can I get my player in here? How can I...
Well, if you're going to stick to your principles, make sure you win a trophy.
To fit my system, you know?
I'll make you right.
It could be his biggest downfall, unfortunately.
You know what? Scheme in London, if you bothered to listen to what we had to say, once again, the manager gone. We're just saying, in the event of what I said, if you would listen rather than do what you've done on many podcasts that I've been on, where you just got the last bits and you just run away with it. I didn't say we're going to protest it. What I said is this is Mikel's team. I'm not digging Mikel out. I'm just saying that Eze has to acclimatise what Mikel says. Now, if you listened...
Yeah, no, he's listening to snippets of what we're saying. So as soon as he hears the word Mikel... as soon as he hears, see what they do is right. They don't hear what you're actually saying, but their ears prick up as soon as you mention the manager. Their ears prick up.
He's probably one of the guys that instead of enjoying the show, which the majority of people are doing, when it comes to the comments, he'd be the one slagging us all, calling us all grumpy old men. It's nothing been like that. But that's the thing. Our reputation precedes us. There's no doom and gloom. Calm yourself down, scheme or whatever. And once you see your real name and grow up.
And it's not doom and gloom anyway. And we're not judging him over free.
They gave Arteta an awful 7 out of 10 for
milk. Skimmer. Are you milk? Are you skim milk?
We're judging him over 6 seasons. That's why he's failed at bit opportunities. This ain't about 3 games. This is not about 3 games. This is our concerns over.
You see why we need to win something?
Seasons.
So we can all just have peace and love.
Yeah, but we're just pointing out facts. You know, we've given him his flowers the first 3 games. Let's see what he does in semi-finals and when we need 6 points or when we need 3 points to win the Premiership.
No, I'm just saying the situation is that what I said before the season starts, I'm beginning to lose my voice, so I just apologise. But what I said before is that don't worry. Oh, you can change your name, mate. SLD, but I know it's you, real Gabriel Martinelli 1-1. I know it's
the troll of the channel.
Do better. Come on.
It's all good. It's all rosy in the garden.
It's all good. No, but what I'm trying to say is that I did say that it's going to be on a game-to-game basis. That because of the fact that we're going to be the most watched sort of podcasts out there, and that we are going to get a lot of traction. People are going to be watching us. People are going to recommend that we're watched, and it's not us as individuals, it's your show because you're an Arsenal show. This is what we're going to get because simple reasons that we're all desperate for Arsenal to win, regardless of whether people like it or not.
And that's all we actually want.
I'm an Arsenal fan who wants to win. Just because I don't rate the manager doesn't mean I don't want us to win. I'm desperate for us to win. So is DJB.
DJB said he wants to stay out at Wembley in February.
I don't see why people think of anything else. That's the nature of the beast. It's Arsenal Football Club. We have to win every game, and we've got to win with style. If we win a game, not with style, not with panache, that's a debate. Get with it.
Can't win it. Can't win, man. Just get over the line and
schema. Schema. What's it? You reply, schema. Get us a cup of tea with you, mate.
This guy.
I hope he comes and sees us in May. Schemer come and see us in May, and then it'll all be good.
It'll all be great, man. Like we just want
DG Levy's Champions League.
DJB, you're allowed to celebrate. Kenny can't celebrate if we win the Champions League. He wanted the Prem over it. He didn't believe in this.
No, Kenny. Guess what I had? I was thinking of you on Saturday when Yorkeres scored.
I'm going to find you.
There was grown men. No, listen. There was grown men doing what DG's doing. Yeah. And one of them went to me, "Why aren't you doing the celebrations?" And I went, I can't do it. I won't allow myself to do that madness.
Oh, we're all going to die one day, lads, man. It's cool, man.
Come on, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for growing
up. How is that embarrassing?
Celebration. Because it's
a full Arsenal tracksuit on. He had a full Arsenal tracksuit on, and he's giving it your credit.
All right, cool. Now becomes a bit embarrassing. You know?
I've got a story for you. On the way to the game, you know that guy who always gets on the whenever Arsenal score. There's always this guy with glasses, and he's got a beard. He's got a bit of a longish shoulder length hair.
He sits near the front.
Yeah, he sits in the front. Where he was walking to the game, he was looking around, and he was looking. I think he was waiting for someone to ask him for an autograph. I mean, who are you? You. Come on, mate. Just get out of it. Get out of it. You know what I mean? But he was walking past, and I thought that has got to be the most embarrassing guy out there. And of course, when I went and watched the BBC and I saw the highlight, of course, he saw he was on TV and he did the kind of the sign that he used to. I don't know. I can't even talk about that celebration, but he did it, of course. Got himself on TV.
Make you so mad?
Guess what? He's got a Twitter channel. He's got a Twitter handle. He's got about 30,000 followers because
that's why he's waiting for autographs.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got 30,000 Twitter followers because he gets his face in TV. Well, bloody hell, I know where I went wrong.
Yeah, exactly, man. Don't worry about it. No. Oh, not that famous. Not that famous.
This is why I look forward to Wednesday. You two kill me, man.
Oh, look at me. I'm on TV. Oh, yeah, all right. Do you want a selfie? Can't get out, man. Get out.
The way the world's gone, man. And so he said, Kenny, why do you hate people celebrating goals?
No, this is how you celebrate goals. You give the man next to you a hug, and your glasses fall off. Your cup of tea goes all over the place.
That's it. You don't give all this. Yeah, you don't do all this.
That's a celebration. Or if you want to do, you know what a great celebration is going to be on Sunday? If all of us go and do the Poznan. Let's do the Poznan. If we score against Man City and beat them, let's do the Poznan.
But if you do the Poznan, surely you could do this.
No, you can't do it, DG. Not you.
Sorry, what I just say? Is this like? Am I on the Nickelodeon channel or am I on a football debate channel?
Yeah, but the Poznan
Schemer's going to accuse us of being miserable in a minute.
The Poznan's up there with the Mexican wave. Surely, it's up there with that. Like, it's cringy.
Oh man,
it's not cringy, but I thought, you know what? Let's just buy
nothing more cringy than a granddad, than a grandfather doing.
There'll never be celebrations like there were at Ivory, mate, in that old North Bank, where you start at the top and end up at the bottom when we score a goal. I'm telling you.
Let me tell you something, DJB. Now you don't have that because you go in a nice little press box.
Yeah, I'm in the posh end. I'm in the posh end. I'm not roughing it.
I'm in the lower tier with all the plebs.
Yeah, you're in with the
experience when we score a goal.
Yeah,
you probably get a high five from Martin Keown or a high five from Adrian.
No, I don't, because I'm at top. I'm up a tier. I'm above the away fans.
Hi,
champions of Europe. You'll never sing that, Kenny.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. When it goes left for Arsenal, that must burn where you're sitting.
I'm above the away fans. I'm above the away fans.
DJB, I'm never going to let it go. When he was coming out, when he was coming out of the media centre and he saw me. He went, "Oh shit, the wrong person to see."
I never went, "Oh shit." I went, "Kenny, walk on!" Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm going to bump into
He's captain, people. He's captain.
I couldn't believe it. I went, "Hello, what are you doing in the media centre?"
Yeah, you was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Walk on."
I'm going to bump into
him. I didn't even get to say hello to him. I just asked him what he was doing in the media centre.
Right again. To be fair, the media centre, I could get used to it, man.
Mind you, we did get to see. I have to admit, we got to see João Pedro's parents. That was really nice.
And the other guy, man. What's the other guy that
I have to admit,
Minte, he was stood next to us.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. He was signing autographs with people.
Odegaard's ankle, and I was thinking, right, this is a big lad. When we saw him, we went, "What? That little skinny little thing got and broke our captain's ankle." Do you remember it? Man. We were looking at Minto. How the hell was he broken? How the hell was he committed murder like that? And our captain, he was like basically DJB. No word of a lie. He was like a stick insect.
Yeah.
There was nothing of him. And João Pedro was like that. And I was thinking, all footballers nowadays just like cross country runners.
Obviously, yeah. Look at Mosquera. There's nothing of him.
I remember after PSG when I saw some of the players, I saw like who is it? Farrant. I saw what's his name? Mendes. Who's the Spanish guy who plays what's his name? The Spanish guy of Fabian Ruiz. I saw Vitinha, and I swear to God, when I saw him up close, the guy said to me, "You can go up close, but don't ask for a selfie." I said, "I don't want it. I'm a grown man."
You're asking the wrong person for this.
Yeah, because I basically looked at them and I thought, I just was fascinated. Fabian Ruiz looks like a skinny kid used to bully at school. Minter, who basically is built like, it looks like he's like a machine, is basically like got no inch of fat in him. And Vitinha looks like one of the kids that used to go knock down gyms with. He used to go.
But then you see them on a football pitch, you're like, wow.
Well, football pitch are different, but it's fascinating seeing their physiques. Seeing those physiques of those players, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
there's nothing of them. There's nothing of them.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's what TV does more time,
man. I'm not dissing skinny ballers because skinny ballers, they're the ones who play football to the age of 40.
True. Man said you must have hated Mertesacker.
Let me tell you about Mertesacker, right? Because I know, me and DJB, we've got to do Jesse's show soon. But I'm going to talk about Mertesacker.
Yeah.
These are my favourite players at Arsenal. And don't laugh. Marino.
Wait. Before you carry on, Kenny, what are you defining as favourite? Like favourite on what?
I'll tell you why. Marino, Monreal, Santiago Caffola. Those three players, right? Those three players. I know that, and I'll put who is saying? I put what other player I put? I put Lauren. Those three players, Caffola, Morel, Mertesacker, and
Lorraine.
Santiago Caffola. Those players, I know that if I went to battle, they'll be right behind me.
Exactly. And Mertesacker's the same.
I hear that.
They gave everything for my club. There weren't no superstars, but I know that they will have my back on a football field, and that's why I love them more than any other.
You can extend that to Kai Havertz.
Any player that has your back.
Monreal, Caffola.
I like Koscielny as well.
They're my men.
I like Koscielny.
They're my men. I'll go to war with them. I know that if I went to war, I'll have all four of them behind me.
I like.
So they're your favourite players of all time at this football club. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because that's how I want an Arsenal. I'm not talking about panache, about entertainment. I'm talking about how I like an Arsenal player to be.
In your years of watching Arsenal, these are your favourite players.
Yeah, the reason why I look at them because I think is that I like the guys.
No.
Nacho Monreal.
I need to understand what this is.
You think about the Emirates times. The Emirates times when we were shocking. Nacho
Monreal was Mr. Consistent.
It was consistent. Yeah. Santiago Caffola, to this day, is still the best technical player I've seen at the Emirates.
He's up there. He's up there.
Santi was different.
Players we've seen. Yeah. I should have added Gilberto Silva in that. Gilberto Silva, one of the architects of the Invincibles. So he's another one. I'm going to add him on.
So underrated.
I'm not always about
underappreciated is the best.
It's not always about exactly. Your Adams and all that. I think about players. I think, you know what? They're giving everything for the club. I'm old-fashioned.
I like Lauren Koscielny as well.
I'm old-fashioned.
We should be doing that anyways, man.
Hard-working players have always been my favourite players. Because I know
Martinelli's hard-working.
Without them, you can't win anything. Because they give you they give the better players the platform. Better players can't perform without a platform.
That's why I like Declan Rice. That's why I like Declan Rice. That's why I like Declan Rice. Because he wears his heart on his sleeve. He gives it his all. He never shies away. Even when things are not going right, he still wants the ball. He still wants to make things happen.
Exactly.
And I'm happy. And that's why Declan Rice should be my.
I'll be honest.
100%.
Caffola, before he got injured, the guy was probably he was the brain of our team. Can you imagine we kept Caffola fit? What a team we would have been.
Yeah,
if we kept
there's loads of players that gives their all.
Never gets the credit he deserves.
No,
Lauren at right back, and when he was at midfield, was like he was the one that he protected the ballers. Right. If anyone touched the ballers, they're getting a smack for him.
And he was a loose cannon as well.
Gilberto Silva was an unsung hero for Arsenal.
Mertesacker, that FA Cup final, not in 2017. Injured all season.
Monreal, Rob Holding stood up too.
He was a man of the match. And that game, man of the match.
Absolutely brilliant.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the thing. That's why I talk about it. I know that obviously you've got to say Henry, you've got to say Perez.
I can't lie, but I hear all of this, Kenny. But it's a bit mad. These are your favourite players, though. I can't lie. I appreciate it, but
I'm not saying that in terms of entertainment. When you think about the Arsenal player and what they give to the club, they don't get the recognition. They never get the recognition.
Such is life, man.
I know life isn't fair sometimes, but Mertesacker's never let us down.
No.
Caffola, everyone loves Santiago Caffola. Everyone loves him. Monreal.
Especially when I was at Wembley for the FA Cup 2014 final.
Monreal, whenever Nacho Monreal played, tell me a bad game he's had.
He was consistent. He was shit for the first 6 months, but then he was lit after that.
After that. Tell me when he let us down.
No, he never let us down. Steady Eddie, man. Just consistent.
Those players around him just playing shit and letting us down. But he was the only one.
He just done his job. It sounds dumb to say, but he just done his job. And I love him for that.
They're the player. And at the end of the day, they're managers' dreams. The teammates' dream.
True. Last question before I let you lot get out of here. Go on,
Here we go. Lads, would you trade competing and finishing second if it meant finishing fourth and winning more FA Cups because we traded the FA Cups for this. So finishing second, you just finish second. What is it? What do you go down as history as winning? Nothing. No one remembers finishing second. In 10 years' time, do you remember who finishes second? Can you tell me the last teams that have finished second in the last 15 years? You can remember FA Cup. You can remember FA Cup winners though. You can remember who won FA Cups. You can remember who won league titles. You can remember who won Champions League, and you can remember teams that win trophies. The bottom line is, players play, players train, owners spend money, managers manages teams to win trophies. They don't manage team to compete.
You know what? I'll second what you said.
Ford competes, but it ain't an Aston Martin.
This is an Arsenal show, but I have to. There was a Tottenham player, one of the greatest captains they ever had, in Danny Blanchard. He said one sentence: "The game is about glory."
Exactly.
That's why I understand where you're coming from. I do respect what you're saying, Schema. I do respect you on that point, because the fact that we've come second, considering where we were before, I do get where you're coming from. We're a solid team. We've got the best defence in the country. We've got probably one of the best teams in the country, and probably Europe.
Everything but that fucking silverware, man.
But the problem is that I want the memories. I'd like
to ask Schema. How many times you've been to Wembley and watched us win an FA Cup? How many times have you seen us win a trophy? I've been to finals and seen us lose.
Same.
And Same. I don't like it. You know, it's all right competing, but eventually you have to get across the line. Owners don't spend money on football teams. Players don't play week in, week out to win nothing.
And it's probably killing our players inside. And Arteta, it's probably killing them inside. Like, you're trying so hard and you're always missing it.
You think about it, right, is that I think last season, the reason why we played like we did last season is because I think they've got still scars mentally of the 23-24 season, 22-23 season.
I think January kicked the players in the teeth. I'll be real.
I generally believe, right, that working your nuts off to get into position when you were the main men and the front runners in 23-24, only for Man City, only for Aston to beat us, and then afterwards we won every game. But whilst winning every game, Man City won every game, plus the game in hand, we were dead. So in that respect, I get where a lot of fans are coming from, where they say, you know, that they want the Champions League. From my point of view, I still think there's scars from the two league championships for me anyway, and that's why I want the league, because
them scars better heal.
When you think about it, where Man City was it a vintage Man City teams that won the league in 23?
They just knew we'd crumble. The first year they knew we'd crumble. We were wet between years.
Was this a vintage Liverpool side that won the league in 25?
No.
You have to ask yourself.
That's what I keep saying to you, G. Like, we keep shooting ourselves in the foot.
Exactly. That Liverpool side that won the league last season was not a 2020 side.
Yeah, taking nothing away from them.
And the Man City side that won in 23-24 are not the sides of Pep's great teams in 2018 and 2019, who, by the way, didn't win the Champions League. But that league team, that's his best league team. That's levels above teams that had the team that's got Haaland in.
Yeah.
Aguero scoring all the goals. You know, you had Fernandinho in midfield. He's better than Rodri.
He's bullied this league in many ways.
Isn't he? Or am I just exaggerating?
No,
you're right.
No, there's some fans that are happy just to finish runners up and compete and win nothing. I don't know a player on this earth, a professional football player on this earth that wants to go through their career just competing and winning nothing.
And in life, do you just want to take part, or do you want to get over the line in something?
I don't know anyone at all. If you want to just compete, why support Arsenal? Because it's the wrong football club for you to support. Because Arsenal,
I'm not on that. I know we're not going to win every season.
Arsenal Football Club is about winning trophies. Their history tells you that they've won things over the years. It's one of the biggest clubs in world football. If you just want to compete, finish runners up, have a day out, a few beers, McDonald's on the way home, meet up with the lads. Go and support
McDonald's on the way home, meet up with the lads.
Go and support Southampton or someone like that. They're competing. They're competing to get into the Premiership.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
There you go.
Let's get over the line.
Anyway,
man.
guys, we've got to go because we've got Jezzy's show to do.
Yeah, man. Let people get out of it. Kenny, D, it's always a pleasure. Let people know they can find you.
I think, you know what? This show is on fire. You know, I want to say thank you to Skimmer because he reminded everyone that the chat are the stars.
No, Schemer's a good guy, man.
Schemer's a good guy. Yeah, big up Schemer.
You know what I like that with Schemer? I went to row with someone in a chat. And
big up my friends. No, they're all good. I love all the chat, man. I love all the chat.
The chat are stars. They're the stars. Yeah. They're the real stars. The chat.
We love your chat. We do, man.
Support Grimsby. There you go.
That's what I come here every week. Obviously,
come on,
for you,
Schemer, man.
Mostly for you, I come for the chat. I come for the chat. I love the battles of the chat.
It's a great chat. It's a great chat. It's a great
chat. It's the best chat we've ever been on. It's not abusive.
They're all top. They're all top. And DG,
it's not abusive though. It's not abusive.
Nah, you lot are the stars, man. I'm just facilitating it.
I've been in chats where it's been personal towards me and personal towards DJB and personal towards.
Yeah, no, we don't advocate that. Keep it football. By all means, slate opinions. Don't do all of that stuff.
I always say, listen, I always say, I respect everyone's opinion.
Behave yourselves.
Even everyone's opinion. It doesn't need to be personal. At the end of the day, we're all football fans. We're all Arsenal fans. We all want the one outcome. We all want Arsenal to be successful.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all what we're here for.
Exactly.
Just because our opinions don't align with your opinions doesn't make us bad. People, I don't flip flop around. People know my views on the manager.
Yeah,
I just feel that everyone's had their day. I just feel that he's reached his ceiling, and if he don't get us over the line,
and that doesn't warrant personal.
I've said some good things. I've said some good things about this manager. I respect what he's done in certain parts, what he's done for the football team. I just feel that going into this season, we needed to freshen it up a little bit. We needed some
exactly. Attack the argument.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just saying that it was time to move on. But unfortunately, we've got him. But unfortunately, these people get paid a lot of money, and they have to stand up and be counted if they're getting things wrong.
And there is context and all of that behind everything, yeah. But unfortunately, football is a results-driven business, so there's that element. People are allowed their opinions, man.
Exactly. I don't want to compete. I want to compete, but I want to win things. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah. No, we're not asking to win every year.
I'm like Kenny. I've been supporting them since the early 70s, and I'm still going to watch them. Is it too much to ask them winning a trophy?
No, not at all. As for Skimmer, don't apologise. I liked it that you said what you said.
Come on, Skimmer.
You're making a theory now, man.
We'll have a hug and a beer at the Emirates, don't you?
Exactly, man. Or several.
Interaction like this.
All love, my friend.
Don't apologise at all.
No one's got to apologise.
We've got to go because Jesse started showing about us.
Yeah. You lot are going to be late. Big up DJB. Big up Kenny Ken. DJ,
love my friend.
Let people know they can find you. Kenny the same.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Arsenal Huddle. Make sure you come over and subscribe. Have a little look.
In the description. It's been in the chat.
If you don't like it, you haven't got to stay. Just whack a sub and smash a like. If you do join me, I'll be on doing my own show tonight at 9:30, and come and have a little
head over there. Turn on them bells and notifications, people, man.
Yeah, exactly. DG, thank you very much, my friend.
Big
up, my friend. As well.
Thanks for having me on as usual. And I suppose you've got to rush off to a studio and go and watch the Chelsea game.
I'm doing a watch along, man. Allow me. I get the call ups every now and again. I'm a normal person.
Hey, I'm not begrudging you. I'd rather see you than anyone else. I watched you on Talk Sport, and you're representing us. So of course I want you on. There's some people
I can't get bullied. I think some of these guys on these platforms they can get bullied.
You're the voice of reason, DG. Keep it real, though. Keep it real, all right?
That's all you can do. All I can do is be myself, man. I can't sell out. I would feel to be fair, my friends wouldn't even welcome me back, and you lot wouldn't.
That's all we do. That's it. We just keep it real, be ourselves, and that's all you can do. And just respect everyone's opinions. That's all you ask.
And if that was everything that people did in life, the world would be better. But yeah, people, let people know where you lot are going right now as well, man.
See you later, mate.
Bless up.
Where are you lot going? Because people might want to go over there.
Oh, we're going over to Jez. We're going over Jez's Arsenal right now. Let's go.
Right now.
So go over there now, people. And on that note, we're out. Kenny,
Big up.
D, next Wednesday.
Look after yourself next week.
Next Wednesday.
Come on, and big up the chat as well.
Lots to talk about. Port Vale away.
Come on, you Gunners. Saka is world class. Let Kenny Ken ever say